countdown. Ready? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the contract signing ceremony for design services for Estate House number 2 and design services for the National Cultural Arena. My name is Shayna Smith Archer. I am the Director of Program Delivery at the Recovery and Development Agency. I would first like to establish the protocol and recognize our Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Natalia Whitley. Apologies. We have the Acting Governor with us, Mr. David Archer Jr. We also have the Premier, Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Natalia Whitley, Junior Minister of Tourism Culture, Honorable Luce Hodge-Smith. We have with us also representing the Ministry of Tourism, Culture, Sustainable Development, Deputy Secretary, Mr. Malborn Brathwaite, as well as other persons from the various ministries. We also have with us our CEO of the Recovery and Development Agency, Mr. Anthony McMaster, staff of the Recovery and Development Agency, as well as other public officers. Good morning again. Good morning. I would like to start off by inviting our CEO, Mr. McMaster, to give his remarks.
Good morning to the BVI public. Good morning, Honorable Acting Governor, Premier, Minister, and of course the protocol has been established. However, before I launch into my remarks, I must take a minute to have us all reflect on yesterday. Because yesterday, the BVI celebrated a milestone, which we refer to as H. Lavity Stout Day, in honor of the first Chief Minister of this country. And today I stand here proud, and I'm pretty certain persons may be trying to figure out why am I saying I'm proud this day, but I will tell you why. Because we all know Honorable Stout to be a visionary. And sitting to my right, you'll notice that today we have Acting Governor David Archer Jr., which happens to be the nephew of Honorable Stout. Visionary, and we see the future of the BVI as it's actually taking place and unfolding in front of us. And to his immediate right, we talk about BVI legacy. We have our Premier, Dr. Natalia Whitley, who is the grandchild of Honorable Willard Whitley, who was also a Chief Minister of these beautiful islands. So I think as a territory, while we are here today to sign these two contracts, which are focused on the future, we can see that our foreparents not only built a position and a territory that we can partake of, but we are actually seeing ourselves partaking of it. And today the contracts that we're going to sign is us also preserving and building the legacy for our children and grandchildren to come. Because we're looking at an estate house and a national cultural arena, which are all future focus for the territory. In the case of the public estate, we're talking about the government ensuring that land and properties are maintained and utilized to the greatest benefit of our people. The former Chief Minister's house, termed Estate House number 2, or Oleander House, is a public asset that has gone unused and unmaximized for some time now. I must credit our Premier, Dr. Natalia Whitley, and our Acting Governor, David Archer Jr., for providing the vision for better utilizing this current unused asset to the benefit of our people. Just over a month ago, in the late January, the RDA signed a contract for demolition of Estate House number 2, Oleander House, and works on the demolition project have already begun and will be completed very soon. Today, we are here to sign a contract for the design of the structure that will be resurrected in that simple space, a house-to-house senior government officials, reducing required accommodation costs, and maximizing the use of our assets. The RDA congratulates Tiger Key, a firm with which the agency is familiar, having worked together to deliver the Ezrin Henley Richard Learning Center. And through this successful bid, this contract has now been won, and we look forward to a prompt and quality delivery of the project outputs, namely a full design set to facilitate construction of this very important public project. Our Virgin Islands economy is well known to be buttressed by twin pillars: financial services and tourism. It is also well known that while financial services provides significant funding to our treasury annually, tourism is more widely felt directly in our businesses, our streets, and waterways. Tourists come to the Virgin Islands in record numbers. Based on the statistics provided by our Premier, last year we received over 1.2 million in visitor arrivals, not only for our sun, sand, and sea, but also to enjoy our culture and to partake in our way of life. The Honorable Premier has outlined his vision for boosting entertainment and cultural tourism beyond this. The importance of us celebrating our culture, our arts, music, dance, drama, and storytelling, our food and drinks, our celebrations and traditions, and creating and maintaining spaces to display and become fully immersed in our culture cannot be overstated. This proposed project, the National Cultural Arena, will provide a dedicated space for expressing Virgin Islands culture, supporting creative expression, and providing an enhanced platform for performances, festivals, cultural and community events. As the envisaged site of the annual Virgin Islands Emancipation Festival as well, this National Cultural Arena will play a key role in our government's efforts in keeping the Virgin Islands culture alive. This second contract today will be signed with Jose De Castro, DBA, 3DE, Design Services for the architectural engineering designs for the National Cultural Arena to contain a performance stage, vendor spaces, concession area, audience accommodation, including VIP seating and restrooms, all with required versatility for hosting different types of events. The RDA is excited to continue in its partnership with the government to deliver projects to the benefit of the Virgin Islands. On the path to assist government in operating more efficiently and to create more space for our cultural expression and promote events and cultural tourism in our territory, we are heartened by the continued confidence placed in the RDA by the government and the people of the Virgin Islands to deliver these projects. And so we are grateful today to be here for these, and we thank you, Premier, Acting Governor, Minister, for the continued work and collaboration with the agency, and we will continue to work with the government to deliver your portfolio of projects on behalf of the territory. To our contractors, in this case our engineer design consultants, we thank you for participating in the RDA opportunities. You have proven yourself worthy by being in a competitive event and coming out on top, which is nothing short of what we do in the BVI. And we look forward to working with you as we work to deliver these projects on behalf of the people of the territory. I thank you all.
Thank you, CEO. I would love now to invite our Acting Governor, Mr. David Archer Jr., to the mic to give his remarks.
Pleasant good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Allow me, please, to recognize our Honorable Premier. Good morning. Honorable Lusat Smith, our CEO, and other senior officials who are here, the business persons, design persons whose hands we're in for these two projects. But of course, my role here is to speak directly about design for the Estate House number 2. But Ms. McMaster, you said something about legacy, which I did not expect you to say. But since you did, I probably will take up the trend to say, how do we build legacy? How do we build legacy? How do we build legacy like H.L. Stout, the Premier's grandfather, former chief minister? We build legacy through systems. Yes? We build legacy through symbols, and we build legacy through systems. Systems, structures, and symbols. So one more time. Symbols, structures, and systems. Symbols, the flags, the identity of our people, which we know. The systems or court systems, institutions which allow us to be revered in the work that we do, and then structures. And today speaks about structures. How do we ensure that the quality of the work that we have, not just in our people, are reflected in the structures? And today, as we take a step closer to having an estate for the government which is of today's standard, we can save money as relates to rental accommodations, but really to demonstrate that the country is growing in a particular way as we build legacy. Now, Premier, I would not steal your time, except I am so eager to hear about the next project that you'll speak about. Because culturally, if we do not define our identity, it will be defined for us. Culturally, if we do not create spaces that our people who live here, who come, can reflect on how far we've come, we might actually lose our way. So RDA, thank you very much to the contractor who will lead us, Taigachi Architecture. We are pleased to work with you in the Deputy Governor's Office. We have seen your work at the Eslin Henry Research Center and other areas, and we are eager. My team is so eager to work with you, so excited. And it would not be myself if I did not put out a prayer of hope at this time as I sit. You see, we have demolished the building. We're designing the building. And every step of the way, our dreams and our thoughts could only be possible without the finances. So no pressure today at all, except the same God that we pray to for the monies for demolition and the designs that are taking place. We've already talked to him this morning also about the possibility of a structure going there rather soon. So we all believe that he answers prayers, and he answers prayers through people, especially those responsible for the finances. So I will allow God's work to take place and allow me to take my seat, but to say, Premier and your team, thank you for getting us this far. Thank you for your commitment to allowing us to build this estate. Thank you for helping us to dream and for building legacy. Thank you very much.
And I would just like to say amen. Honorable Premier, we are looking forward to being able to break ground on this project as soon as you tell us we have the funds available. All right, so we move to a very important part now to actually sign the contracts. As mentioned earlier, we'll be doing 2 contract signings today. One for design services for the Estate House number 2, and the other for the National Cultural Arena. So I'll ask our procurement team now to start to pass those along. Just for our viewing audience and those that are here with us, for your benefit in terms of some of the things around these contracts. As mentioned earlier, we had to demolish the old facility that was referred to as Estate House number 2. And once that's completed, we will move now into designing for a new facility that has the features that were touched on earlier. So this was previously known as the Chief Minister's House, right across from the park in front of the Governor's House. We are looking at a contract duration of about 4 months. So during that period of time, there will be design consultations with the various stakeholders, including the client ministry, Deputy Governor's Office, about the features and what that house will contain. Okay. Adele, you want me to pass those on? Keep them moving. All right, the second contract will be for design services for the National Cultural Arena. This will be located to the rear of the Government Administration Building. The contractor, as was mentioned, is Mr. Jose Di Castro, doing business as 3DE. And his contract will also be approximately 4 months. And during that period of time, they will come up with the final designs and the cost estimate for the outdoor entertainment venue that was described earlier. So the intention with the arena, because one of the questions we've actually been having at the RDA is what's about the performing arts complex, and I think I'll just take this opportunity to clarify that this is a separate project. The one will be an indoor facility, this one will be outdoors, so it is expected that we'll be able to host similar activities to what is being held at the recreation ground, what we refer to as the festival ground now, and persons will be able to have access in terms of the public still being able to use and utilize the facility. Okay? So we all wrapped up on this side? Okay. So we now have the contractors that are signing off. That's it. All right. Ms. Lavina ready? Okay. All right, so we will now invite Miss Lavina Liebert of Tiger Tree Architecture. She will be the designer, consultant for the design services for the Estate House #2, to the podium to give her remarks.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith Archer. Acknowledging the protocol already established, I'm extremely thrilled to be here with everyone today and to have been selected through competitive bid for the design of Oleander House, Estate House #2. I've always seen this property in passing and thought that it was an excellent location right at that cusp of transition between Road Town's commercial areas and the residential areas of McNamara. And learning that this used to be the official residence of the Chief Minister has me wondering if Honorable H. Lavity Stout would have lived here, if Honorable Willard Wheatley would have lived here at one point. And it is really fitting for this home, for this site to continue within the civil service, to continue to serve our community. So I am really thrilled and privileged to be working again with the RDA and for the first time with the Deputy Governor's Office to create a technologically forward-looking, environmentally friendly, and sustainable model home on this site, according to the brief, an excellent brief, by the way. A home that supports the civil service and the judicial system by providing a safe, secure, and comfortable residence. The acting governor, Mr. Archer, said that we build legacy through systems, symbols, structures, and systems. And that got me thinking that this small structure really is a symbol of continuity, which supports the more efficient operation of our governance systems, and I'm really excited to be a part of it. So thank you very much yet again, and I really look forward to working with the teams. My team and I should say, really look forward to working on this with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Liebert. Now I would like to invite Mr. Jose Di Castro of 3DE to come and give his remarks as it relates to the design consultancy for the National Cultural Arena.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The protocol already established. Yesterday, we celebrated Honorable H. Lavity Stout's Day. And Honorable H. Lavity Stout was known as a visionary. And one of his visions was ensuring that our people are educated and our people meet their full potential. This project, the National Cultural Arena, is a succession, is a baton passing of that same vision. I I'm one of the recipients of that vision, as I'm somebody that actually got educated through the system, went off to the United States and became a registered architect, where I was responsible for, the health, safety, and welfare of millions of people traversing airports, museums, and stadiums. That knowledge can now be imparted on having a national cultural arena here in the territory, where our culture will actually be on display year-round. It won't be a situation where our culture is set up in July and then taken down in August. No. And that vision is part of the Premier's vision. Like I said, we have a baton passing and the transfer of vision. The Premier also has that vision of seeing our culture on display, so tourists will be able to experience it, and not only for the tourists, but the locals will be able to take part in it, because we have a number of persons who have the talent of music, the arts, poetry, and they will now have a stage, a permanent stage, where they can bring those talents forward. And I want to thank the Premier and the wider government for bringing such a project forward, because it takes courage to bring this forward, and I really appreciate it. Our team is actually comprised of a number of locals who've also been, a beneficiary of all of that vision that I spoke about before. And we're very proud, we're very excited, and we can't wait to get it started. So again, thank you, and we're ready to work.
Thank you, Mr. DeCastro. I would love now to invite our Junior Minister of Tourism and Culture, Honorable Luz Hodge-Smith, to the podium to give her remarks.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you so much. I acknowledge the protocol already established. Today, I stand before you with a dual sense of pride. First, as the representative for the 4th District, and second, as the Junior Minister for Tourism and Culture. Now, these two projects that have already been signed represent a massive leap forward for our national infrastructure and for strengthening our brand as a premier Caribbean destination. As a junior minister, I am particularly thrilled by the contract for the National Cultural Arena. And it was mentioned before, for decades, our Emancipation Festival, the heartbeat of our history, has moved from location to location, first from the softball field to the A.O. Shirley grounds and to its current site, always requiring temporary setups and presenting logistical hurdles. By establishing this arena as a permanent home for our festival activities, we are giving our freedom celebrations a dignified forever home right here in District 4. This will not be a site for only when it's festival time, it will come alive for Festival Emancipation or Emancipation Festival in July and August. This modern arena will serve as a year-round engine for our creative economy, providing a world-class stage for our artists and a gathering place for our families. The second contract, the Estate House number 2, named Oleander House, represents the restoration of an important piece of our executive heritage. This site, formerly known as the Chief Minister's House, is a landmark within the capital. We are revitalizing this historical property to serve as an official residence for our senior government officials. In doing so, we ensure that those who serve our territory at the highest levels have a residence that reflects the dignity and prestige of their office. These two projects coincidentally aligned perfectly with our ongoing efforts of the Roadtown Development Partnership, whose mission is to revitalize our capital. They bring architectural beauty and renewed energy to our town. To the architects and engineers, you are designing the soul of our culture and the seat for our senior officials. I urge you to create spaces that are as resilient as our people and as beautiful as our territory. Let us design, then build. Build structures that are truly reflective of our capital and our pride. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Hodge Smith. I will love now to invite our Premier and Minister of Finance, I will stress that, Honorable Dr. Natalia Whitney to the podium to give his remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Acting Governor David Archer Jr., Minister responsible for Tourism and Culture, Honorable Lusad Smith, and of course the IDA team, CEO Anthony McMaster, our successful contractors, and all of the individuals here supporting today's event. Of course, let me also acknowledge Deputy Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Culture, and Sustainable Development present with us this morning. Today marks another meaningful step in our government's commitment to building a stronger, more resilient, and more culturally vibrant Virgin Islands. We are here to formalize the engagement of design consultants for two very important projects, each different in purpose, but both deeply connected to our vision for modern, sustainable, and forward-looking territory. The first project is the design for the reconstruction of Estate House 2, also known as Oleander House, formerly the Chief Minister's House located at McNamara, and indeed, my grandfather would have lived at that house, and I'm told is the last Chief Minister, actually, to reside there. So, of course, this is also significant and important for me as well, to rebuild that structure. And as Minister of Finance, you can be assured that the funding for this will be forthcoming so that once the designs are finished and once we've gone through our procurement process, we'll have the funding necessary to move forward with this very important project. This initiative forms part of a wider effort to revitalize public estates in partnership with the Office of the Deputy Governor. And let me congratulate the Acting Governor and applaud him and commend him for his leadership in revitalizing the public estate. Let's give the Acting Governor a round of applause. For many years, this property has remained unoccupied, and the devastation of the 2017 hurricanes only worsened its already fragile condition. Today, we turn the page toward renewal. The restored facility will be used to ensure that all who work in service to the territory have safe, functional, and dignified workspaces. I'm especially pleased that this project will incorporate green building principles and energy efficient systems. As a government, we are serious about sustainability. Every step we take towards reducing energy consumption, lowering operating costs, and protecting our environment is a step toward a more secure future for the Virgin Islands. Oleander House will stand as a model of how heritage, functionality, and environmental responsibility can coexist. And let me take this opportunity to congratulate Lavina Laibod. And like the the acting governor stated, we were extremely pleased with the work that she did recently with the Eslin Henley Richer Lawn and Center, and a truly impressive facility. And I have no doubt, Sister Laibod, that the work on this Oleander House will be equally impressive, even though you've set yourself a very high bar. The second project we are advancing today is the architectural and engineering design for the National Cultural Arena, to be developed behind the R.T. O'Neill Administration Complex. Since the area's first use, it has proven its value as a venue for major public events, from concerts to the Carolec Line Walkers Rodeo in April 2025. Its proximity to the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, the Cruise Pier, and the ample parking makes it an ideal location for large gatherings. But today we begin the transition from temporary use to long-term vision. The proposed National Cultural Arena will be a purpose-built facility designed to support performances, festivals, cultural showcases, and community events. It will include permanent utilities, flexible public use spaces, vendor stalls, sanitary facilities, security features, and all the supporting infrastructure needed for a safe, accessible, and durable venue. This project is about more than infrastructure. It is about identity. It is about giving Virgin Islands a dedicated and fit-for-purpose space to celebrate who we are, our music, our creativity, our traditions, and our shared story. Once realized, the National Cultural Arena will strengthen opportunities for cultural engagement and deepen our sense of national pride. Yesterday, we would have commemorated and celebrated our first Chief Minister, H. Lavity Stout. And the late, great Lavity Stout had a Bible verse that he loved. And he used to repeat often. This was his mantra, and it became a mantra for the Virgin Islands. Without vision, the people perish. Not everyone has the gift of vision. It is important for leaders to have vision. Some persons can only see something after it has been constructed, after it has been materialized. But there are some unique individuals who can see things before they are there. That was the gift of H.L. Stout. And that is the reason he was able to lead the modernization efforts of the Virgin Islands. We who he has left behind must also have vision. I remember before this government cleaned up that site behind the admin building. It was a gruesome sight, meeting both residents and the visitors who would be sailing in on the cruise pier. Some persons wondered, why would you waste public money to be able to clean up that site? As soon as it was cleaned up, Pawson started to see this could be a space where something special could take place. They couldn't see it before with the mounds of dirt and the derelict vehicles which were on the site. But as soon as we made it clean and flat, Pawson started to see that something could go there. Now, of course, some persons have their doubts about what we're seeking to do here. Some persons have called it yet another waste of resources. But through Jose de Castro and his company and persons like Kwame, when we start to now construct and design the vision, then it will become clear to persons of what can be achieved in that space as it relates to tourism and as it relates to culture, and bringing the two together in a very ideal location. There are some places that have permanent festival sites. We look at them, St. Martin, Anguilla, and we ask ourselves, why don't we have a permanent site? Why do we build up and break down every July and August? Well, with this project, we will see the benefits of having a purpose-built facility year-round and how it can add value to what we know as the orange economy, which is the creative economy, how it can add value to our young people who are seeking to realize their full potential in the arts, and how it can be a gift to both residents and visitors to be able to witness the excellence, the extraordinary talent of the Virgin Islands in that space. Together, these two projects reflect the broader direction of our government, modernizing public infrastructure, supporting the work of our institutions, investing in culture, and building sustainably for the future. They demonstrate what is possible when we plan carefully, collaborate effectively, and remain focused on long-term development. I thank all our partners, and I continue to express my confidence and support for the Recovery Development Agency. Let's give them a round of applause. Led by the suitably qualified and very able leader, Anthony McMaster. Is doing a fantastic job along with his entire team. The design consultants will be signing contracts today. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations to you. The public officers and the many individuals who continue to contribute to the progress of our territory. Your work is helping to shape a Virgin Islands that is more resilient, more inclusive, and more prepared for the opportunities ahead. I look forward to seeing both designs come to life and for the positive impact these projects will have on our people and our future. May God bless our institutions, and may God bless these beautiful Virgin Islands. I thank you.
Thank you, Premier. We have now come to the end of our signing ceremony. Again, I would love to thank everyone for being here, for those who will view this, who are viewing it live, as well as those that will view it later on. And my team, I would just like to also acknowledge the project managers, the National Cultural Arena, Miss Karina Espinoza, and for the, sorry, I mixed them up. National Cultural Arena, Mr. Danny Stout, and for the Estate House number 2, Miss Karina Espinoza, that are here with us today as well. So on that note, I bid everyone a pleasant day, and let's go build something.